Hey, everybody. All right, welcome to Grubb's Gimmicks. This is just going to be a hangout show where me and Shawn try to figure out what happened in that Switch 2 Direct and everything that's happened since then. We'll maybe watch some trailers again, try to get through all the news. I saw someone in chat, Shawn. This is Turbo Shawn McDowell, everybody.
Oh, hi. Hello.
I saw someone in chat say that they already got their email from My Nintendo confirming that they'll get a pre-order link on April 8th, which is...
okay.
Then I think you'll be able to pre-order itself on April 9th, they said, or maybe that'll be something that happens later that night.
It was, well, what Jason was saying, was he saying that someone was going on in May?
Yeah, he said May, but like someone just got, we'll see if we get our email, but if you got the email, quote what they said exactly. Let me see here. I'll scroll back a little bit. Said from Jamie H. Christmas
I'm also here.
Hey,
Hi,
Niki
Niki.
Grayson is here as well. Niki, feel free to hang out while we try to figure out all this stuff. Jamie H. and
Yeah.
What
chat.
is a Switch?
People still aren't sure. Scientists.
Miserable little pile of secrets.
There it is.
Jeff, you need to send us an image, like if you need to like blur out any personal information or crop out or whatever, but then like send it to us on Blue Sky, and that might be a good way.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. There we go. Fantastic. And I'll bring this back in there.
Oh no, but I got a notification that Mega Man Timelines 1 from Udon is available for pre-order. I'll grab that.
Ooh.
Is that a sexy Mega Man? Udon loves making sexy guys.
I'm going to assume yes.
I don't know how to respond to that. It's classic Mega Man. I don't think you can make classic Mega Man sexy.
I listen.
It's the second
Not
time
that
I've asked if
attitude.
Mega Man was hot on this website in the last 2 weeks, I think.
All right, there we go. That looks good. Jamie H in chat just basically said, check your emails. Already got mine from My Nintendo confirming I'll get a link to pre-order on the 8th. So
I don't have shit.
yeah,
Okay.
I keep refreshing.
Also, they mentioned it might be regional. They're from Ireland.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Oh, they're further ahead in time than we are.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yep.
that's true too. I need
So-
to think of that.
And emails take a little bit of time to come across the ocean.
Right.
So
Well,
that is
you have to pay
right
the
on
email
that.
tariffs now. So
Exactly.
that's a big part of it.
Christ alive.
Yo,
Give it time.
they should put postage on emails.
Yeah.
No, that's good. It's a really good idea.
Oh, he would love that
Wait,
idea.
if it makes my
would
inbox slimmer,
love
maybe
that.
they should.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Less
smart,
emails to
Niki.
get
That's
to
very
pay for it.
Yeah. Niki, were you there when somebody that we can't attribute to said a Red Faction gorilla in the direct? Jeff didn't seem to know who said that.
Who said it?
Was
Yeah.
that?
Oh,
Was,
I said it.
that was Niki, right? Okay.
That was me.
It
I'm the one
happened
that
so
said it.
long ago. It was hard for me to
No,
remember.
listen, that was yesterday.
It's
Yeah.
just like that time where like Mike says, that Damon Ex Machina? And you're like, oh, good job, Mike, good job. And I said it like 45
You
seconds
did
earlier.
say
But-
yeah, I didn't even hear you say it. My bad.
A lot was happening. It was
That
a
happens on
busy
the, especially
direct.
when I'm running a stream. I'll be like checking
Yes.
things, and people will say stuff, and then I'll say the same thing
Yeah.
right after them. Like, I'm sorry. There's just things
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah, you get a pass. Mike, we can still cancel for a Woke Rocket League.
So many things we can cancel Mike for.
God, that was funny though.
Yeah,
It was
that's
really
why he's not
really funny.
canceled. Yep.
That's why he's not canceled, because it was funny.
That was pretty
If
funny.
Mike's body politic was different, then
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
we could be mad at him.
Yes.
But like,
Absolutely.
nah, it's just fucking funny, dude.
Yeah, he pulled it
Yeah.
off. All right. Okay. Shawn, we've had conversations about Metroid a lot. Where are you at with
Yes.
Metroid Prime 2 and 3 now that they weren't included?
Oh,
Or
2 and 3.
2 was not included in the
curveball.
GameCube NSO, which has a chance. 3 obviously is a different
Right.
situation. But my thinking was we'd get Metroid Prime 2 in this thing, and that's why we're not getting 2 and 3 sold separately. Which
Yeah,
now I'm
I
leaning
guess-
back in towards maybe that does happen.
Well, yeah, because the thing is, they wouldn't put 3 in because 3 is a Wii game, obviously.
Right,
So
exactly.
then,
Different
what do you?
situation.
Yeah, do you have basically a remake of 1? 2 is just upresed in Nintendo Classics, as they're calling it now, and then 3 is its own like slightly upres or separate download thing. I feel like that's a little convoluted.
It's convoluted.
Well, like I was saying though, it seems like they just don't have a date for Prime 4. Like it's just, maybe Retro's running a little behind schedule. Maybe it's just like they needed to say, hey, hardcore fans, don't worry, we got you holiday season, but we'll nail down the date later once we know when like partner stuff is coming out and everything like that. I feel like that's what's happening. And then 2 and 3 really only need to come out, if they want to have a reasonable cadence with it, like 3 months before.
Not even. I mean, like mentioned with when I was talking to Lucy about it, Pikmin 1 and 2 came to the Switch 1 month before Pikmin 4.
Right? Yeah. Okay. There you go. Yeah. Maybe that's the cadence. Then they just put that and they're like, yep, get caught up. If you don't have Prime 1, get that too, and you'll be all ready for 4.
I think a lot of my anxiety from that was like Metroid Prime 4 is definitely coming out the day the Switch 2 comes out. Like, there's no way that doesn't happen. If anything, it's coming out beforehand because it's coming to Switch 1 before the Switch. And now it's like, oh, that game is this holiday, I think.
Shawn, I think you're right. It has to be coming in hot.
Yeah, Mario Kart. Also, just Mario Kart is the thing. Yes. Like, that's why they're selling it for $80, as we've talked about a couple of places now, because that's what they can get away with. They can get away with doing the $10 premium on top of what's now standard with $70. So, of course, they're going to do that. But also, Mario Kart's going to drown anything that's
it's the Grand Theft Auto of family games. It really is.
For sure.
Absolutely,
And also, like, to that point, Shawn, there's literally... Why would you put another game out on the same day?
That's why like people Donkey Kong's a month later.
Yes, exactly. Like, you'll be able to play Mario Kart, and then you'll be like, well, sick. I'm glad I got this new Switch.
Yeah, especially if you're more casual audience. If you are, like I was saying in our talk over, this is not going to be a thing you pick up for the kids, especially not the new price. But it is going to be a thing that families pick up. And they're just going to... Mario Kart World's going to have a ton of content in it too. Yeah. If it's an open world game, if it's you have traditional Grand Prix, you have the I forget what they called it, but the series. I
think they said rally mode. Grubb? Can you pull that trailer?
I'll get it right here. I got all the trailers.
Let's just loop that trailer.
Dandy playlist that I made.
Trailer. Yeah, but that's a lot of stuff to keep you busy for a month until Donkey Kong comes out.
And I'm also so deeply interested in. I mentioned it on the talk over. Forza Horizon is legitimately important. Like, I think it's like an important racing game, capital I.
The first one, you mean, or like the series in general?
The first one, the series in general, but like really the first one. But the ways that other studios tried to do it, which is to say mostly Ubisoft and The Crew, which I think are bad games, the ideas were good, but they didn't have tact, and Nintendo is nothing if not tactful. So I think the thing that I'm excited about for Mario Kart World is to see the ways that they build open world in a racing game specifically, because when they have done it in the past, it has gone over very well, and they have had really good new ideas on how to do it. So I'm excited about this one.
Yeah. By the way, Jeff, small thing. I think you might need to turn me and Niki down a little.
Okay. Yeah.
We're usually a little quiet. I think we both have good volume right now, so might just need to turn us down.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I had this up for Lucy, so I'm turning you guys down a little bit. Also, I'm a little quiet, so that could be part of the problem.
We're being silenced,
I'm
and
gonna turn myself up as well.
Is making himself wide.
You know what? I just do it because it makes me feel better.
You know? Yeah. And you know what? I get it. I understand.
Okay.
Why are the costumes changing?
We don't know.
Great question. We don't know. Like,
they
even
look great,
a little
though.
bit.
They look really cool.
They look oh my god! Waluigi looks great. Yeah. What's your like? Do you think that's a different power set? I mean, it makes sense because
loadouts.
Yeah, like loadouts for. Well, I mean, so okay, let's like look at the trailer again, and then I'll actually go back to the shoot. Is this the full direct? No, this is just the trailer.
No.
And I think they'll have the details here, but let's look at it real quick. It is like you go into like the thing from Spy Hunter.
Okay, wait. Go back just a little bit.
Yeah, hang on.
Go back just a little bit. Let's see what Mario ate there or whatever.
Yeah.
Ate sort of weird fruit that turned him into a globo blobbo guy.
Yeah.
And then he changed his clothes.
He did go globo blobbo. So yeah, that is the truck from Spy Hunter that you drive into and get power-ups. What's up? Oh yeah, oh my god, mute. Hey, you're right, my bad.
Okay, so he ate a burger that's themed around the Yoshi pit stop.
Yeah.
So maybe you go through the pit stop. We saw there was glowy bits there in the first trailer. You grab an item and just changes your costume. Maybe it is just cosmetic.
Yeah,
or maybe, like you said, maybe the items change to better suit the current track you're on.
Right.
I'm in love with the idea that it changes the stats of Mario.
It could.
Like
because the open worldness
get heavier or lighter. Yeah. depending on what outfit you're using. Because because what you're not gonna want to have to do is go to the garage. Just like thinking about the ways that you were going to build an open world game like this, you're not going to want to have the character or the player go all the way back to a garage, change the entire car to get the speed required to perhaps make a jump to get there. But if you have different outfits, which are basically going to be loadouts that change Mario's characteristics specifically, then maybe. But then, as I said that, it like might.
No. I think you're right because I noticed. What?
I'm sorry, the giant worm from Dune again.
Before this part, we saw that the costumes are actually themed around what they're doing. Like when Mario was flying, he had a flight outfit. When they were on the racetrack, he had the typical racing outfit. I think maybe it is like you need to take a pit stop to get the item that makes your car better suited for whatever you're currently doing on the current track, because you are there it is, because you are switching between different types of tracks in the rally mode or whatever.
And it's
they put the fucking Sonic triangle jump between walls in here. That's so sick. Sorry.
No, it looked great.
Isn't it so nuts to click on a Nintendo this happened to me 3 times already this morning, to click on the quality gear on a Nintendo YouTube channel video and then have it say 2160 at 60 frames a second. That's crazy.
It's very new.
That's blowing my mind. Like I'll just put this thought out there before brain, but something we'll probably talk more about later is with Metroid Prime 4, the fact that it is 4K 6D dynamic res, whatever. And 120 frames per second at 1080.
Nintendo.
I think it's docked and handheld mode, or no, it's 720.
It's 720 120
in handheld, which is still going to look great, and that is awesome. It's also wild to think about. We are, Niki, I think you're the one who brought this up when we were doing like Switch memories, but the thought of this is the new console cycle. We are back to Nintendo hardware being good. And like just having a good experience, but now we are in an era where we are up to PS4 quality. I think most people agree, as long as frame rates are good and everything. PS4 quality is really all you need.
It's really good. You don't need anything else.
I think this got more longevity than like the 360 level Switch 1.
Yes.
It's also so funny to me that somehow Nintendo has released a console that my TV is not good enough to.
It finally happened
fully. My TV only is 60 hertz.
So it's like, okay, the other day. Was that your first time seeing a really nice OLED TV?
It wasn't my first time, but it was my first time in a regular person's house.
Right.
Not the
TV section at Walmart.
Yeah. And I was like, and it was just in a house that like looked like mine. Right. And I sat on that fucking couch and I was like, I gotta get another fucking television.
LG loaned me a C7 for a while. This is a long time ago. It was old. They made me send it back. It was the worst day of my life.
Listen, life's good. I love you. I love WebOS, which is yours. I love
WebOS is theirs.
That's what they use on TVs.
Love that. Yep. I love your weird controller, which is half Wii remote. It has a scroll wheel on it.
I do like it.
So just send the 3 of us. It's just 3 TVs.
It's just 3 TVs.
Yeah,
it's just 3 TVs.
Right, so this one I think I do want to upgrade because I have a B8, so it's 7 years old. I think at this point.
Yeah, they look different now.
It has some issues and it has some incompatibilities. I think I'm gonna give this one to my mom, which is gonna be great for her because she's just watching network TV, but she's mostly blind, and a 55-inch OLED is gonna be great for her. Let me tell you.
My mom has an Element.
The Best Buy in-house brand, right? Yeah.
60-inch TV that I swear to God is like a TFT display.
Yep.
I know it's not, but it's like.
Wait a minute, is it like Kmart brand?
No, Element was Best Buy, I think.
Old brand. Yeah.
It
feels like it's a Pentile display. Element is cheaper than Insignia. That's on the scale.
Insignia?
There's one below Insignia.
That's like when I go to the grocery store and there's the Kroger brand, and then there's the one that's somehow cheaper than the Kroger brand.
Yes.
Good Lord.
Anyway, that TV fucking blows. So yes, in a dream world, I receive new free television from my best friends at LG, and then I give my mom my big fuck you TV.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
All right, so we were wondering what these things were called, right? This is just Grand Prix again, right? Is this what we were talking about, or were we talking about something else?
So Grand Prix still are the traditional 4 race ones, right? But there's one after Grand Prix that I think is called Rally Mode or some shit.
All right, let me know if you see the the power ups.
Oh, that was it. Go back to Ice. It said Ice Rally on the screen for a second. Oh, I'm watching the delayed stream because I'm a fool.
I am sharing it with you all, so you guys can catch it in Discord.
I see it now.
So Rally is cup to cup?
Rally, I think, is maybe not even necessarily.
Oh, wait. Too far.
I was going
listening
backwards.
to what you were saying. Oh, you're going back. Okay.
All right, so this is Drive Virtually Everywhere. Grand Prix.
Oh, it's 24. That's the player count.
Right,
okay, 24 drivers in each race confirmed.
Knockout Tour.
That's what's called.
Golden Rally.
Oh, Rally's the name of you'll go cup to cup.
Yes.
Wait, Knockout.
Knockout. This is the
Fortnite.
Right. This is the Fortnite. Yes. This is the battle royale.
Look in the lower right. Be 8th or better.
Yes, exactly.
That's awesome.
This is something I did notice during. I'm like, oh, this is a good idea.
Mario Kart.
Yes.
Grubb can play so goddamn much of that.
Yeah, this will be really good.
I'm in love with the idea of a Nintendo game where you get to make kids not get to play it anymore.
Oh yeah, and kids handle that super well.
They handle it super well.
That's the thing about kids. They handle defeat really just a lot of grace is how I would describe it.
But at the same time, what if it is like Fortnite, where it's like you can then matchmake into another online round?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm sure it, because in a dream world, right, you don't even need to go back to the lobby about it. You're just done, right? Like you're just like, you're not in the match anymore. Go start another one. You're still already in the open world.
Right. Jesus.
The animation in this trailer
is really I've watched this trailer a couple of times. It's delightful.
Yeah, like I'm going to do it right here on the mushrooms here in a second. It was the mushrooms that are like hovering around someone, orbiting them. They're sort of like pulse, like right there. That just looks so good.
That's good.
Yeah, they they like when they hit the ground. They
little squanch when you hit the ground.
Yeah, they have the reverb or whatever.
The way that the tires move also.
Yep.
Not to visual fidelity the Nintendo game, but
animations is something that really they can make a lot of difference with, because that's what set Luigi's Mansion apart.
Cool. And this is this was the tidbit I forgot about. So this is totally going to be like PS4 level raw performance out of the hardware, but because it's so much newer, they can do different things with it, like have 4K output, and if there's way more headroom in the game, then they can push those higher resolutions at higher frame rates, which is really cool.
Let's see. I'm trying to see if anyone's...
Can I ask a dumb question?
Please.
Which I'm asking both for myself and perhaps someone on the street who might not understand.
Yeah.
When the computer guys say it's got frame generation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where the computer getting the frame from?
It's interpolating.
The GPU.
Yeah, it's like, so it has the data from the last frame, and then as it's building the next frame, it's also getting data from that as well that it can like take immediately, because not everything is getting done at the same time. So it's like there's some information, and there's a lot of stuff about like where they got really good at interpolating movement in games and the way things change over time. That is like a big advancement that's happened in like the last 10 years. And then they've trained models.
Motion vectors.
Yeah, motion vectors, yes.
Yeah, so that's data coming from the game itself.
Yes, right, exactly. So so there's a lot, they have a lot more of intersecting data points between the game itself, the GPU rendering the actual visuals, and now they have good models of what the game should look like, and they're able to kind of piece all those things together to make a new frame. Now, that can introduce latency unless you're already at a pretty high frame rate. Anything above 60 frames per second should be good. And Mario Kart is going to run at 60 frames per second. So
Niki, to simplify that a bit, it's like, you know how your TV has motion smoothing and it interpolates between frames to make it look smoother, because otherwise like 24 FPS stuff can look juddery in certain setups. It's that, but because it's like your hardware's GPU doing it has so much more information, it's way higher quality, and there's lower
because it's not
latency.
guessing.
It's guessing less.
It's guessing less. Yeah, there's a little bit of that in there. And also, it's it's internally running at the same frame rate, which is why you don't want to use it on like a 30 FPS game, because then you'll have something that's like, whoa, this is 120 FPS. It looks so smooth. And then you play it and it still feels like it's a 30 FPS.
Yeah, only 1 out of every 4 frames you're interacting with.
Yeah. DLSS is that stuff that you were just talking about.
And that has the extra benefit.
One flavor of it.
That's like the most, I don't want to say magical, because it is all just math. But that's the one where it's like they do work on their side, where they take the games and they run them at 16K, and then they train the model. It's like, hey, this is what this game can look like, and now and we're going to give you that the base data that comes from these frames. So then when you run it at 720p, you can take that data and know what it needs to look like and complete the frame while still running. Are only rendering at 720p, so we can get 720p frame rate and all the visual information of 16K. Put that into 4K, and boy, now you got a stew going.
That's where the AI part of like DLSS and stuff comes from. Is that they've literally trained their own like AI model on what game.
And that model's not running locally on your hardware. They do that, or they just train the model, and then they give that trained information to your GPU in NVIDIA. Updates and stuff like that.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yep, wow, I feel so much more informed than I did when I woke up this morning.
At 306, okay, thank you, Jamie H. I've been looking for it. 306, Luigi gets an item box if you want to slow-mo it to see if the new items recycle. Yeah, we could do that. 306. And we can go frame by frame even, because we have that power. All right.
Back and to the left.
All right, let's see here.
Second spitter.
All right, Luigi, what are you getting, you freak? All right.
Oh fuck, they got mushroom.
But wait, that's a big mushroom, right?
They got big mushroom.
Oh yes, new Super Mario Brothers mushroom. Yeah.
All right. 3 red shells. Fire flower. What is that?
What's that?
Tomahawk.
Hammer Bros hammer.
Hammer Bros hammer.
Yeah.
Lightning. That's a progressive tax, I heard. Okay.
Yep. Ice flower.
Yep. Has that
cool?
They've had like that's going to work like the fire flower, but now it makes you frozen, right? Or slows you down.
Had ice flower in.
Oh, you'll probably like spin out.
Yeah. I feel like I remember it in something else too, but maybe I'm just making that up.
Did they have ice flower in 7?
I don't think ice flowers are a bad thing.
There's Bob. There, he's back. Blue shell, horn.
It's in Mario Kart Tour.
Oh, hey, what's that?
Oh, you're right, Shawn.
Oh, I'm not looking at the
Now what
that's
is that?
Kamex Magic.
Yeah, that's what. Right. Those are the Kamex Magic bolts that he fires out at you in Super Mario World.
That's interesting.
I wonder if that.
Yeah, who the hell knows?
Yeah, I wonder how that functions. All right. Boomerang's back. Boo. Kamex Magic again.
Jeff, we got footage of the new revamped eShop. It is the eShop, but no longer orange and actually works.
It runs well.
That's it.
All right, is that somewhere? Cool. Okay, I see Lexi has it there. We'll check that out. Why not?
So there's also I'm also now looking at this screenshot. There's like a couple of things that are happening.
Wait, real quick. Football. There's a football flying into the screen. Oh, yeah, that's just Charging Chuck throwing a football.
It's Charging Chuck. Yeah. Charging Chuck is also a playable character. At one point in this trailer, a Charging Chuck hits a Charging Chuck. Yeah.
Okay, that rules.
Out. I saw that the cow from Moo Moo Meadows is playable.
Yeah. Yes. So this is a point-to-point race, which they've never had in regular Mario Kart. But all of the ones in Tour are point-to-point. So it seems like they're taking some stuff from there. Yes. That football got really small. It was fucking huge at the beginning of that shot. Also, Luigi is carrying 20 coins. The max is 10.
Whoa, yeah.
And that looks like the new max, which if you're doing a long distance race, that's probably to speed you up a little
bit. 6 laps on this race. Do you think that is like
I don't know. I don't think it's laps. I'm pretty sure it's checkpoints.
Oh, so okay.
Because since it's point to point, I would assume that
the rally.
Right. So that's what I'm wondering. So, okay. So each one of those checkpoints is going to be, this one says 8th or better. Then the next one's going to be 4th or better. And then the last one's going to be, whoever wins. What is CCMT?
Charging Chuck multiplayer tournament.
I do think you're right that the CC is Charging Chuck.
Charging Chuck
Municipal Tech.
Tennis.
Actually, yeah, something tech, probably. Yeah.
Man, he does look like he would play for a Tech. All right,
He does. He absolutely does. That's a Georgia Tech man if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, it's a Georgia Tech boy. All right. Oh, Oatmeal Dome's got the eShop thing. Let me make sure that's framed up enough for y'all. That looks close enough. All right, that looks like the eShop. But no longer orange.
Frames.
No longer orange.
And it looks like it's loading.
And it's working.
And it's okay. Wow. It's just what they said on the 10. And the 10 being what Shawn told me a few seconds ago.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, I'll take it.
Small, but that's nice, I suppose.
I mean, it does look smooth, and that's what I was asking for. That's all I really need. And honestly, the videos here, the video quality looks better. And if it really does load that quickly, I'll be happy.
God, Tears of the Kingdom and up to 4K.
Yep.
Can't wait to play these games again.
Do they have high refresh rate OLEDs? They're on phones. Never mind.
Yep.
I was gonna say, do they have high refresh rate OLED screens this small? And then I forgot about cell phones.
Yep. And that is, I mean, let's just talk about it.
It's gonna be $600.
Yeah, we could do the theorizing right now. So, what comes first, Switch 2 Lite or Switch 2 OLED, or are those like partner things that launch at the same time?
I think Lite.
I think Lite first, and then OLED.
I think Lite, maybe neither next holiday, but the holiday after that with a brand new big Pokemon. Well, okay, because Pokemon's going to be. Okay, Pokemon does come out next year, right? Because that'll be the 30th anniversary. Do I have that wrong?
Yeah. Yes. New generation Pokemon. We don't know confirmation, but I would bet life savings that's next year. Yeah.
And then Please go ahead.
Oh no, sorry. Light next year, OLED the following. I think is
that would make sense. Yeah, if they can make it work. Maybe they can't because things are weird out there. Maybe there's some stuff again in the way. But if they can, that would check out.
And then that you were like life savings like Pokemon, but what do you think about that? Pokemon is probably going to be on Switch 1 as well, right?
New generation, I would almost assuredly it will be like a Switch 1 with a Switch 2 enhanced edition thing.
Right, and
they're already doing that Legends EA, so
right, and the Switch 2 enhanced can just like be the thing, like get a Switch 2 Lite for that. Yeah, that sounds right to me. And then Switch OLED the year after that. Okay.
Like I was so convinced that Nintendo was not going to do like inexpensive paid upgrades to your existing games because that just feels so un-Nintendo, but they're doing it. So look, this company weird and bad in a variety of ways, as we saw in this direct,
like
as well.
Innovative, bad. Yes.
That's a sign that, once again, management is listening and people at the top are like, well, this is what the market is. So we'll take what we can get with the $10. So that's good.
Okay.
Someone in chat asked about the battery life, and the top end is 6.5 hours and the low end is 2 hours, according to some people it says here GameSpot.com.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. For a 1080p display.
That's pretty good. Right. That's probably, I mean, I think
I'm sure.
Go ahead, Niki.
Sorry. I'm sure that if you're running Metroid Prime 4 in performance mode, that's 2 hours.
It's gonna drain fast.
Yeah.
I wonder if
that's like the Nintendo. Go ahead, Shawn. Sorry, I keep interrupting you guys.
No. I was gonna change topic.
Oh yeah, I was just that is in line with what we've had from handhelds for a long time. I think a lot of people just remember Game Boy lasting forever, and it's like the DS, the Vita, the 3DS, the PSP. All of those had battery lives between 90 minutes and about 5 hours. Really the Switch OLED is the first one to kind of get that back above 5 hours. And so the fact that we have one that's like, hey, 6.5 hours with like the lightest games, that's a good sign. To me, that's like where we should be.
I was going to say that Nintendo, so we know that's the same thickness as the Switch 1. And it's just a little bit bigger than the Switch 1. A fair amount bigger, I suppose. It's an 8-inch screen. Nintendo has a tendency to do this where they take like one piece of cutting edge tech and uses it because it really makes sense with their business. And so I wonder if maybe they have like that new battery tech that's coming out that's in
layered
like new
battery
smartphones.
Tech?
Yeah, whatever it is where it's however that works, where you can have the same size battery, but it's just way denser capacity. It would be interesting if they're using that in the Switch 2, because it's like it was accessible for them to put in there. And then that's like the new tech that's allowing them to have a 1080p screen at 120 FPS, so on and so forth.
Shit, this looks so good.
This looks so
Sean, even if they don't, right? That's like actual first revision stuff, right? Remember when we got the Switch revision before the OLED, and it was like, hey, we have improved the battery and all this stuff. They'll get to that eventually. If it's not here, you got my hopes up that that's what they're doing. I hope that's the case.
And I still think I think they mentioned LCD somewhere in the presentation.
They did mention LCD,
but at the same time, we don't know the exact specifications of that. It could be a really, really good one. Like Apple's LCDs before they switched to mostly OLED, and they still have like LCDs in the entry-level iPads. Those look really good.
Yeah, really good.
And they get a lot brighter with HDR than your average OLED panel.
So I also do wonder, this thought makes sense until it doesn't, because then you have to realize where we live. And how, but we are in a really weird window right now where you can just get components for other things really easily.
Yeah.
So like I've been looking, there've been these couple of like guys on YouTube who are making custom M4 Mac Mini SSDs. Like they grabbed a bunch of them and have reverse engineered the custom sized SSD. And they are selling them, and they're like at way higher capacities for much, much cheaper. And all you have to do is buy it, put it in. And I'm sure it's not going to be good anymore in very shortly. But I do wonder if there is a world where we get people who are selling better batteries.
That is a thing with the Switch One already.
Things.
Actually,
yes,
is Taki Udon's brand.
Taki Udon,
is making new panels and stuff, and some of that stuff will come with new smaller things as well. This is what I wonder.
How long until someone just is like, I know I built this OLED screen. It fits in the body.
Yeah.
It is OLED and runs 120.
Yeah.
This was what I was saving for you, Jeff. Yeah. The pricing of a micro SD Express card.
I mean, it's kind of what I was expecting. I'm trying to remember what I paid for my first 1 terabyte SD card for my Switch. It was
around there.
I think I probably ended up paying like 170, and I was like, that was painful when I did that. I was like, I hate this, but So as long as the load times are super fast off this thing, which I'm expecting it should be, and if it's not because of this card, it would be because some shitty CPU that they're using, which I don't think they are. So.
No, I've looked into it, and this is like I believe SATA SSD speeds.
Right.
So it's like SSD speeds, but maybe not like NVMe.
Right.
SSD
not
speeds.
NVMe.
That's what I was expecting.
Which is really all you need for what the Switch is doing.
I mean, I use I have a 1 terabyte OLED Steam Deck, and I still use a 1 terabyte SD card in there. That's not Express, and loading off of there is not bad at all. It's really not that much of a problem ever. And that's just because they got a really solid CPU in there. And this thing should have a CPU that's pretty equivalent to that. And then also Express on top of that. I think this thing's going to load games off this SD card super fast. Like it'll be night and day compared to the Switch.
This requirement was probably in place because if they want devs to bring over basically like the Series S version of a game, if a game is designed around SSD speeds, you need something that is at least like SSD quality. It's not
just treat
as
it
good
as
even if it's not as good as the bespoke options in the Xbox Series consoles and the PS5. At least having it like in that realm of what those consoles need in order to function. That's why we have this here. Yep. And those prices will go down because it's not open, but it's a standard.
They'll go down.
Yeah, it's not like Sony with the Vita and crap like that.
Nope.
As a person who has to buy a new SD card every fucking month, they do just get cheaper. Like every time I get one, I'm like, oh, that's way less than it was the last time. Yeah, and it's more storage somehow.
You're at the point where you lose it because they're so tiny, and then you're just like, well, it's like $12 on Amazon for what I need, so whatever. Yeah.
The read speed on the Express cards is 880 megabits per second.
Okay, that's even better than SATA SSD.
That's pretty good.
Those over around 550.
Okay, that's really promising.
They are quick.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think even like I remember there was when the earthquake happened in Japan, there was a manufacturing plant that made the memory like this, storage like this, and they're like, this is going to cause prices to go up, and it was like a small blip for a little bit, and they got back up and running. It was really impressive how they were able to do that. But even regardless of that, it's like the prices for these things are just, there's so much pressure put in them because there's so much competition that they will just become very affordable very fast, especially when something like the Switch 2 comes out and demands them. It'll just put a big price pressure on it. So yeah, I will probably hop on a 1 terabyte express card when they are like 150. That's like the sweet spot for me.
If we were issuing buying advice, you don't need one yet.
Yeah, you fill that 256 gigabytes. Like it's coming with 256 gigabytes. Fill that up first.
Yeah, just delete games.
Yeah,
as someone, I have a 1 terabyte Steam Deck, and that thing's only ever like half full, and that's me downloading like everything I might want to play, like on a plane and in bed and
I'm
like
a bad
wherever
person.
I might
got 2 terabytes full of garbage on my Steam Deck. I did just buy
play all of it every day.
Oh, every day. I did just buy a 4 terabyte SSD that people were like, hey, it's good for the PS5. I already have a 4 terabyte in there that someone sent me, so that was like lucky. That thing would have been like $800 when it came out.
You can uninstall things. You have good internet, Jeff.
I know. I know, but I don't. But instead of like managing my drives on my computer, I'm putting this in there. That's the kind of person I am.
No, listen, that's a good way to live.
It's the best.
Listen, if it's all in one place when it dies.
Right, exactly. It's I am just putting many eggs in a bunch of different baskets. It's way too many eggs in each basket still, but oh well. All right. Let's see here. He's got a lot of other stuff on there. Ginky, Nintendo Switch 2 accessories up for pre-order.
What's that sack?
They got a Seiya carry. It's going to be made for it. Console sling tech pouch with location tracking.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I wonder if that's built in or if it's just like,
an AirTag slot.
Yeah, it's just an AirTag slot. Yeah. I mean, it's $100, so it better be built in.
It's like one of those wallets that says it has RFID blocking. It's like, the fuck it does.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
We got lead lining in here. The game cards, they're not a different shape, right? They don't even have a tab on them or anything like that.
They are red.
They're just red. Okay.
I think that's the only difference. Yeah, I think they're just making, like you and Lucy were talking about, like the banner up top, and she said, yeah, it's, I'm thinking about it, it probably just is. So it's like, hey, if you can't see that this is Switch 2 and Switch 2 only, this is your problem, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Sure, it doesn't look great, but boy, you're going to feel like a real dum-dum if you can't figure that one out.
Hey, I'm not wrong. This is ugly, right?
Bad. It's really fucking bad.
I think it should be left justified like PS4 and 5.
Sure, I'd be happier with that too.
Yes. I also think these Nintendo Switch 2 edition, this is disgusting to me.
Yes.
This art is so beautiful.
Yes.
Like, and the idea that they have put a fucking QR code on the front of the goddamn box is infuriating to me. You don't need, like, are people stupid? Yes. You do need to be very loud about the fact that it is a Nintendo Switch 2 version of the game and not the Switch 1. But there are already like 9 things on this thing that tell me it's not for the Switch 1.
Mm-hmm. That one doesn't even feel like it's the lawyers. Like as much as Nintendo's a law firm that happens to make games, this one just feels like they do think we're that stupid. That's all this is.
Because if you look at I'm going to read the fine print. Here's what
I've worked so many retail jobs. People are that stupid.
No, and that's the thing, right? Like it ruins it for all of us. This is the fine print. Includes the Nintendo Switch game and the Nintendo Switch 2 edition upgrade pack. Upgrade pack also available separately. For details, visit
the QR code, presumably.
Yeah, and then just goes to a different language.
All the way at the end, and then it switched to a different language.
Okay.
Oh, there's Tam.
Tam was here for 2 seconds, and then he left.
He's just freaking out about Bloodborne too,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good.
I do wonder how he feels about that.
Put that on the back of the box. I don't know.
Jeff, you gotta go watch the Max Reacts later.
Yeah, for sure.
Really good. Yeah.
He's back?
Tam, are you alive? Hello? Or are you here intentionally?
You guys hear about Dustblood?
Oh, yeah. What is that?
We heard about it.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about the new Miyazaki directed?
He's gone. He's gone.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Bye, Tam.
He's not here anymore.
Thanks, Tam. Oh boy. That you know what? Let's check out Duskblood.
Yeah, no, please. Let's go to it.
Yeah, I got it here.
Or we could talk for 75 minutes about Zelda Notes.
Oh yeah, for sure. Hey, Smart Glass is the next generation.
I'm kind of in love with the fact that they put GPS in the Zelda game.
This is the stupidest damn thing. And then they were like, but what if GPS in Zelda? I love it.
It's here somewhere. Wait, where's the playlist? Oh, it's right there. I gotta click the down thing. Duskbloods. That's a good name.
Good name for a video game, yeah.
So I did not get huge multiplayer vibes from the most of this trailer.
Same.
Oh, I didn't hit play. There we go.
It is.
there's that one shot where there are two people walking together where I was like, oh, okay, I guess you can do multiple guys, but like
right.
PvPvE is not what this trailer yells to me.
Mm-hmm.
So
this tells me that like the people making the game are like, we like doing these multiplayer experiments that we're doing like with Night Rain and stuff. And then the people who put the trailer together are like, but we need to sell people on this as a FromSoft game, the next big FromSoft game.
I mean, directed by Miyazaki, this is his next big game. Like
this is his next game. Like this is what they all want to do, apparently.
Yeah. Christian, you haven't seen this. This is the Duskbloods from a company called From Software. It's a Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive game. It's 8-player PvPvE. My guess is 2 teams of 4 competing for like something, and then when they run into each other, they kill each other.
I don't even think it's teams.
Okay, like free for all.
I think it's 8 individual people trying to fight. They're all on the same map,
right?
Trying to fight bosses, getting powers from the bosses, and then trying to fight each other.
There were 2 people like that.
All right.
Okay, the experts here.
All right, Tam, tell us where we're wrong.
Listen, I have no idea what's going on. No, what I'll say is, sorry, my mic is shit.
You're all right. We can hear you just fine. I've turned you up. We're doing just fine. Okay. You just say how you feel.
All right. So how I feel is I'm excited that there's a new IP from Software. I'm also excited that it's on a Nintendo console proper. Nintendo hasn't had much from Software love in quite some time, other than Dark Souls Remastered and that kind of stuff. And so it's good to see them branching out. I am surprised that it's another multiplayer game. On the one hand, it's not what I want from Software.
Right.
On the other hand, what I have been wanting from Software is what they have been repeatedly giving us for the last few games. And although they are successful, there is also a kind of potential responsibility that the company has to look at obviously economically more viable games, and also make the most of what they have to build those games. From Software is, in my opinion, the best asset flipper developer in the world. Mm-hmm. Like, they take their games and they really use every part of it. There's definitely some stuff in here that I can point to and say, I know where this game is, what game this is from, and this is from.
Yeah.
So the whole multiplayer part of it is really interesting to me, because I don't know if that is just kind of branding exercise to a degree, or if it's kind of more on the nose of what it is. Because it is weird that they'd have this game and Night Rain and have them be potentially on the same categorization. I speculated that they are potentially taking like 2 different angles at establishing some sort of multiplayer groove. So having 2 games kind of hits kind of 2 angles at it, where one of them potentially could be a success and become a more viable thing for them going forward. However, the way they describe it as a PvPvE is very, very weird and interesting, because one, you could read into the order of that, because if it was PvEVP, it would be weird, but that would be more in line with what From Software games are, right? You're player versus environment with some PvP elements to it. The fact that they flipped it around and it's PvPvE could be one because PvEVP sounds weird.
Sure.
Or it could be like it is more focused on players versus players. However, the structure of it is very, very strange. It doesn't look like anything that From Software uses as the kind of basis for a PvP experience. They tend to kind of create, like more recently, they've had the Colosseum and they've had environments which are obviously like, this is clearly designed for PvP. Maybe that whole world is like that. And that is the like, this the whole thing is the PvP arena and it's different parts of it. Or it could be just a very different kind of take on Dark Souls or Bloodborne, where the kind of emphasis is switched to a degree. Instead of having like these session-based games where you have to go jump through so many hoops to have, players invite others into it, because it's been such a pain in the ass. I wonder if they've looked at their networking design and gone, let's make this better and make it feel more seamless, so that instead of having that system, what we actually have is a traditional Dark Souls game where pockets of players are in different parts of this big world, having a traditional Dark Souls experience where they're just going up against the environment, maybe having friends with them, and then at some point they can run into another group of Duskbloods or whatever they're called.
You're just
kind of. Yeah, exactly. But like having them almost be like a little more remote, where sometimes they'll cross over, and perhaps necessarily the idea isn't to seek out each other and kill each other. Maybe there's an element of that.
Right.
And maybe it's more also like you are in this world, you have dungeons to complete, bosses to beat,
yes,
but you got to wonder because you got to be careful because other players do the same thing. I think that makes sense to me because Night Rain is a more restricted system where it's forcing players together using the Ring of Fire. So that is bringing players together on purpose. Whereas there's nothing like that in here. In fact, it's weird that they show you a train at one point, which presumably means that you can potentially use that to get around, which is a method of getting around large worlds, that kind of thing. And there is also like crazy acrobatics happening. They're using the one of the moves that one of the character does, like the agility of them. They just showed off a character in Night Rain that has a very similar system where you can wall jump and then fire arrows and that kind of stuff. And it's got that same kind of agility. So it's weird that it's very unclear of what it could be. I'm not of the opinion that I'm not ready to just call it it's just another multiplayer game. One, because there's enough questions around it, and it could very well just be another multiplayer game, in which case, fine, whatever. And two, because even if it is just another multiplayer game, I have enough faith in From Software to not pull a WB and have like Suicide Squad at the same time as Gotham Knights.
Not even a question.
They'll do something with it.
Yeah, exactly. So at the very least, if I'm being optimistic, what we have is two very different but also very unique multiplayer experiences, because Night Rain, it is unique in a lot of ways where I don't know if I'm going to like the final product, but when I played at preview, I was like, this is very interesting. It's kind of From Software's games played in like triple speed. If they have some sort of angle for that for Duskbloods, I'm intrigued at least. And also, like, I like their games, and I have to at this point give them the benefit of the doubt. It's like the same thing as Nintendo, right? They just announced a new Mario Kart game.
Yep.
Everyone's just going to be like, benefit of the doubt. They make bangers over and over again. So that's where I am with From Software and this game. So my hope is that it's a different kind of multiplayer experience that more seamlessly combines and blurs the line between single player and multiplayer in a traditional Dark Souls style environment. And given the architecture that is being built on, I bet they could take everything they had and use that in this new game. But also, it's not crazy expensive to build for it because it's old technology, right? So, being optimistic, my hope is it's Miyazaki. Like Miyazaki he has a very specific kind of game he likes to make and wants to make, and multiplayer focused games aren't traditionally that. Like he doesn't take point on that part of it. He has combat designers and that kind of stuff. So the fact that he's being pushed forward as, the face of this either means, one, Nintendo said, we'll give you this giant bag of money if you make us a game, but it has to be a Miyazaki game. Or two, it means that he has an idea for something that he believes in, and the team is coming together to build on that. So that's the optimistic approach. Obviously, the pessimistic approach is, this is another damn multiplayer grab attempt, and it's not what I want, which is fair as well right now.
Yep. They're allowed to make those if they want as well. Tam, I think you're onto something. I think this is very likely Extraction adjacent, in that there will be a world where you can go out, you're exploring. There is something in that world that every player needs, that all the players need to get the same thing. So if someone gets it or one team gets it, the other team has an incentive to go after them at that point. Up until that point, though, you are exploring, taking on bosses, building up your character, getting more powerful on your own. And then there is eventually a reason to come across other players. To me, that sounds very From. That sounds like something they would be interested in.
Yeah.
I think what's more interesting from a mechanical implication potential is the actual beginning, where the lady is putting her hand on someone else and it leaves like a rune or something else like that on there. And the gameplay implications of that are I'm currently thinking about. It might not be like, hey, extract this thing. It might be like, find this character and place your rune on them, or something like that. Or have some element where it's like you're building a kind of clan almost, or building a presence for your rune aligned people, wherever it may be. So I expect that is going to play big into the actual mechanics in a way that it kind of did with Elden Ring, whereas you have the different runes in the Elden Ring and you could use them to give yourself certain buffs and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm intrigued to see where it goes. Again, at the very least, yes, it's a multiplayer game from the outset, but there's enough questions there, and there's enough of a track record of not doing the most obvious basic thing, that I'm excited to see where this goes and how it works alongside Night Raid.
Yep, same.
You're also excited about Kirby Air Riders as well, Tim?
1,000,000%.
It's equally excited. Okay.
Yeah. I'm excited about the woke game, the woke Rocket League game. that's genuinely what I want. I want the only way I can get. You know what I want? I want a version of that where it's all Cybertrucks. And Rocket League Cybertruck Edition,
of course.
And the loser gets a peen drawn on their Cybertrucks. So that's it. Anyway.
Cool. Thank you, Tam. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Tam.
We appreciate it. During that, I was making a GIF of that man. That's what I was doing. That's why I was on that man for so long. Don't worry, everybody. I'll have to tweet it because I can't. How do you put GIFs on to Blue Sky? Do you have to put it on a different service? Okay.
You just drag them, huh?
Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll try it.
I upload to Giphy or Tenor first, usually.
Tenor?
Well, yeah, if you want to show up.
I hardly know her.
Okay, I'm good. On the Duskbloods, though, I think for me it's really exciting because I usually am not into FromSoft games, in part because of the setting. I'm not a fantasy person at all whatsoever, so it's just hard for me to get into those games. But I did love the aesthetics of Bloodborne, and this being Bloodborne, but even more into the future, I guess, because steampunky and stuff. I think that looks really appealing. Yeah, I'm excited for this.
Yeah, there was a lot going on in there. Yes, I'm also very excited. All right. Well, hey, they're making a Donkey Kong game.
This looks so fucking good.
This is kind of incredible looking. I'm for as long as those rumors have been around, it was so easy to just be like, well, nothing's happening there. That's the kind of rumor that does get just made up, and it's so easy just to throw out there. And it's that sounds plausible. I didn't necessarily even want to believe it because it's I do kind of just want another Mario game. But seeing this, it's okay, they're cooking, and I just think this looks fantastic.
Jeff, did you post a GIF?
Just as a JPEG.
It's just it's a GIF that is still and doesn't move. But
Yep, Blue Sky.
Yep, that's what Blue Sky do. That's what Blue Sky do.
What were you
sometimes.
saying? I was busy making fun of you.
I saw it and I saw it didn't move, and I'm just leaving it. I'm not going to delete it.
Yeah, no,
it's perfect.
My shame should be present for everybody to see. Yes.
Yeah, this game looks great. Is that what you were saying?
I think so. I didn't see him surfing it earlier.
I didn't see the surfing on the rock thing. That was good.
Man, and there are
can you see all the words on the tower? Can you go back for me?
Yeah, hang on. Let's see here. Let me get the GIF cam out of the way. All right. That's what the app is called. It's what I use to make GIFs. It's very handy. All right. There you wanted the one on the tower.
It's Ingot Isle.
Simple Tools.
Oh, that.
Karaoke?
Wait. Yeah, yeah, that's too many O's in there.
Karaoke?
Poker
Gold.
Chimp?
Poker Chimps?
I hardly even know her chimps.
Looks like, isn't it?
Does this say Bed Banana?
I think it says Bed Banana.
Bed Banana.
I thought, listen, I'm going to be honest. Thought there was going to be more meat on this bone.
Yeah, no, hey, listen. We had to check. We had to do the work.
We had to check. I thought there was going to be more meat on this bone.
Karaoke is karaoke.
Karaoke, right.
Because monkeys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like a monkey.
Oh, I want to go to the place that just says money.
Oh, I gotta get there. I gotta
Is that where we collect our $1 million from Mike?
Yeah, I think so. He owes us. All right, well, let's keep going here. That's just straight up Donkey Kong Country Returns or Tropical Freeze.
That's nice.
Better, yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite bits in Odyssey that I didn't think they did enough. Because there were the 2D Mario parts in Odyssey, but I just didn't feel like they let you do that enough. Like I kind of was like, there should have been a whole world that was just 2D Mario. So I hope they do more of that.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong Country level stuff in here.
Yep. I think it's good at like helping with the pacing, right? Just mixes things up, feels different, feels good. So yeah, I agree with you. That was not Candy Kong, but it was still them. That's how. What? I mean, they just made. Sorry, I didn't mean to get you too excited. They do have a sexy Kong lady, but it's not Candy Kong.
For everybody in this game, you know.
All right. Well, listen. Every character in this game is sexy, sure.
Those overalls, they do. Oh my word. Okay. Anyways.
Didn't think it would be that.
I wasn't expecting the gold lipstick and everything.
Yeah, that's quite a thing. Yeah, matching earrings. Yep. With the fade into the pink and the hair. Yeah, there's a lot going on here.
Bad Dragon also.
Is there? Hairy arms?
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Thank you, Mikey Myers in chat. Crankin' Kong. Yeah, there we go.
Crankin' Kong is good.
We got there.
We found it.
Yep. God, yeah, that's the most brutal looking non-brutal enemy I've ever seen, actually. Just this right there. They did that with the brutals every time you fought them. That's why I know this is the Mario team. All right. God, Donkey Kong looks kind of weird. Like he kind of looks like what's the baby Kong from Donkey Kong Country 3's name?
Baby Kong?
There's Diddy, Dixie, and like Dumbass.
Kitty.
Kitty Kong. Yeah, he looks a little bit like Kitty Kong.
Oh, he's a bit of a dumbass.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I never liked Kitty Kong.
Yeah, these worlds. Super Mario Odyssey. At no point would I describe any of those worlds as not looking lush.
Mm-hmm.
But there was definitely visual fidelity there and like density there that I really thought was beautiful.
Baby Kong, you dopes.
That's what I said.
You already said it.
And that's how I asked. Like, what was the baby Kong called? That's why I threw him off, because I was like, didn't realize I was saying the right name.
Also, he's wrong, but you know what?
Yeah,
whatever.
Wow.
Okay, I'm Googling this. I can't trust anybody anymore.
It's Kitty Kong. I know my Donkey Kong. I love those games.
Kitty Kong sounded right to me. Kitty Kong is correct.
In the war.
Wow. What is Mike talking about?
You know, Mike Minotti. He just needs to be right about everything.
If I go to Baby Kong, that takes me to the Godzilla X Kong character.
Kong, not Baby Kong. I'm so sorry. I called you out dope.
Apology accepted, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. Is he working? What's he doing? He probably has like 50 stories to write.
He's got a lot of
Yeah,
stories.
unfortunately. How do you feel about redesigned the general vibes now that we've seen him moving?
I like it. I think that the fur there looks really good. I think Donkey Kong was overdue for a sort of, hey, let's bring him back to the arcade style while also doing something new. Obviously, I think he looks happy and fun.
Yeah.
Man, how does that work though? Where he burrows through the ground?
Yeah, can you just do that anywhere?
It looks like
is there always down?
Yeah, what if it's everywhere?
Yeah, are you gonna get to bedrock eventually and you can't go any further?
Speaking of bedrock,
hey,
did y'all see that this is not related to anything that we've talked about, so I won't talk about it for very long. They released something called Craft Mine.
What?
It's a mine. The Minecraft
got here.
The Minecraft people yesterday for April Fools, the Minecraft people announced something called Craft Mine, which seems to be a roguelike mode that they have added to Minecraft, where you can you go through and you grab little chunks of the world to set up your own mine, and then you go into the mine, and then the mine is just a perfectly seeded version of Minecraft that you can live your entire Minecraft world in. It seems like unbelievably robust. I did a bad job of explaining it, so much to just go watch the trailer.
Niki, my initial question is, how is that not Minecraft? I know nothing about Minecraft.
You build the mine. In the other game, you type the game generates the seed, and then that's it.
Okay, and then you just work off.
In this one, you are modifying the way that the game generates the world first, before you then go into it.
Can we talk about Nintendo again?
I'm just going to watch the minute and 30-second thing. You should have been here earlier if you want to talk about Nintendo.
I talked about Nintendo for the past 2.5 hours.
Yeah, but I was getting my ankle checked and my ankle hurt.
Oh, you got a hurt ankle?
Okay?
I got a bone spur.
Oh, that sucks.
That's all right.
Do they have to shave it down?
No, they're not going to do anything like that. I'm just going to put it in a bucket of ice.
Okay.
Put a cup in my... Got to put a cup in my shoe for my heel.
Ah, that sucks.
You know how they have cups
make
for
you walk all funny
balls?
for a
I have
couple
a cup
days.
for my heel, yeah.
Excuse me, I'm trying to learn about Craft Mine.
Yeah, no.
Because it's Minecraft. I mean, Craft Mine. Using the custom-built Minecrafter, you can mix and match ingredients.
So this is how they advertise to kids these days.
Show us your best craft
Yeah.
mine shift. Once you've crafted your mine, enter
That's
it
not
and
Jack
take
Black.
on its challenges. Each mine is a brand new experience.
He still
Like
yearns for
this
the mines, though.
Or this. To complete the mine, you must find your way out. And once you do,
It just seems like a
you'll earn
roguelike.
reward.
Yeah,
Each
okay.
reward to unlock
Interesting.
More features.
Okay.
And of course,
I like Minecraft.
even more mines.
I also like Minecraft.
Nah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that another Tomodachi Life to you? How dare you make those faces at Tomodachi
Well, I
Life?
actually played Minecraft. Those are good faces I made.
Marino brought up something good. The day one Switch 2 games, and I didn't bring this up during GBN, but I do have a list here at Polygon. Has so day one confirmed is Arcade Archives 2 Ridge Racer.
Stop right there. We're good.
We're good. That's all we need.
Bravely Default Flying Fairy, Civ 7, Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition, Deltarune, Fast Fusion, Fortnite, Kunitsugami, Hitman Signature Edition, Hogwarts Legacy, Mario Kart World, Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, which you have to pay money for.
Yep.
Nobunaga's Ambition, Puyo Puyo Tetris 2S, Rune Factory, Street Fighter 6, Survival Kids, which I missed when we dropped Signal. They're bringing back Survival Kids. Like, it's not a new thing. It's just the old IP.
So
Ancient
I feel
Konami IP.
Old Konami IP. So the two that we missed on the US stream are Survival Kids, which is this, and then the new Astroneer game are the two games that got eaten.
Also, Yakuza 0 Director's Cut, the 2 Zelda updates.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's kind of Mario Kart and a lot of ports and some of this stuff like this.
Yes.
Which I'm okay with.
I mean,
Because,
because Donkey Kong a month later, that's going to fly by. That is going to be
nice.
so fast.
But I think it's still kind of a weakish.
Oh, I'm not.
Now,
I'm
I'll
not
be
defending the
fine.
launch. I'm just saying I'm personally okay with it because I'm going to get Donkey Kong a month later.
exactly. I'm gonna be fine because I'm gonna play like Breath of the Wild in 60 frames.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's exactly. I'm the exact same boat. It's huge for me because it comes out with 2 games. It's Mario Kart and then Tears of the Kingdom, and then by the time I'm done with both of those, it's Donkey Kong.
Right. Because think about it.
I can't wait to make Mike play this.
The average person only buys like 1 game with their new console, so just have it be Mario Kart. And then, like the VGC guys have been bringing up a lot recently, Nintendo does 1 big game a month. It's either theirs or a major third-party game, and Donkey Kong is next month, and we're going to find out what the next game after that is, and after that through the holiday season.
That's going to be so awesome for Mike. Survival Kids, he's going to love it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it looks
That's
great.
his favorite game.
It reminds me of my favorite game, Minecraft.
See? He said it.
It's called Craft Mine now. Get it right.
Yeah.
And Split Fiction as well as Day One.
Mario Party Jamboree looked like a lot of fun. The update looks so fun.
Yeah.
I'm really into it. All right, let's see.
It also, I was looking on I haven't had to go look at a publisher's website for real information in such a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But I was on the Mario Party website, and their language around the camera is a compatible USB-C webcam.
Could I just plug in my Logitech?
So I think you might be able to just plug in a different webcam and get the camera feature.
Yeah, like I was saying during the talk over, they support just like standard USB headsets on the Switch One.
I'll plug in my Cam Link.
That checks out.
And use a DSLR.
God, that's fun.
It wouldn't work, but I like it.
Goofy.
I like it.
Should I be worried that my new computer box got rained on a lot? Is it gonna be okay? Is that
what do you mean? Just the replacement one?
Yeah.
Was it like inside the box? It's usually wrapped in plastic and styrofoam.
Well, there appeared to be some kind of plastic thing that was covering it, but when I got home, that plastic thing was already in my yard.
There was an outer. But like, have you opened the new computer box?
No.
I bet there's a wrap of plastic in there as well.
Okay.
I would be minorly concerned. If you open it up, test it, make sure it's completely dry before you turn it on. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the Irish pre-orders went live, and Lexi got one.
Hey, Lexi, get 2.
Apparently Best Buy is doing like midnight launches. My brother's already like, we gotta go, and I swear to God, if I miss another,
we're gonna be at Summer
Switch
Game
launch.
I sent a message.
Yeah, we're gonna be at the midnight launch in LA.
In LA, I think we should. That's what I'm saying. I think we should all try to do a Best Buy.
I'm down.
So then we can all go.
Yeah.
And maybe not all of us, maybe some of us. You know what I'm saying? I think
I'm in. Yeah, I want to try.
I'm down to go.
Yeah.
I'll get it where I can get it. But I'm down to go.
Wait a second. They put King of Swing in this? I even noticed?
Yeah.
That's the Nintendo game I was trying to think of. Thank you. Because it looks very Astro Bop. I'm like, there's another Nintendo game.
Yeah, I think about King of Swing a lot. It's not a good game, but I think about it a lot.
Now, I'm sure you guys have talked about Donkey Kong. I'm still trying to wrap my head around
when Mario happens.
Mario is going to be then, because I think that's almost certainly is the Mario team. I guess my question is that all the Mario team? Because it's one thing. It's like, we're going to do this. So now the next Mario game might be in another 3 years. I just can't believe we're like, now it's another 8 years still until the next actual 3D Mario game.
I'm so okay with that. Because
I'm not saying I'm not okay
really
with
Donkey
it.
Kong game.
I'm not saying I'm okay with it. I'm just saying
like a Mario game with Donkey Kong. So
I'm super excited. I'm not saying anything like that. This is just as good to me, right?
Okay, you're just serious.
No, I just mean I find it hard to believe that Nintendo's 16 years between 3D Mario games.
Yeah, Mario's never been more popular than he is right now. Like that, that just from that perspective, it's like they've got to be considering something with Mario. But they're going to sell Super Mario Wonder to a lot of that casual audience for the next several years and stuff like that. So,
or what if the Wonder team does the next 3D one?
Yeah, maybe.
Or I would also even go so far as to be like, I can envision a world where it is a Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Odyssey that adds more worlds as the half step after this, but is next year.
We know it's getting a performance update already.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I don't know shit.
I just think, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's too much to think this team expanded in some way where they can do this and they've been working on the next Mario. Because I'm just trying to imagine, like, I'm Mr. Nintendo, right? And I'm like, hey, Super Mario Odyssey sold like 30 million copies, whatever. That's the best selling one ever. That's great. Well, we're going to make Donkey Kong next, and that's going to be really good. That's fantastic. But it's already going to sell 10 or 15 million copies less because it doesn't have the word Mario in it.
Sure.
Yeah, so you are still going to make me one of those too, right? And like not too long afterwards, right?
Okay, so hear me out here, Mike. What we know, Nintendo holds on to stuff, and that leak about Donkey Kong by the Mario team was a while ago. What if this has just been done for like a
or very close to done to the point where they have started development on the next one?
It's wild that leak from forever ago was right. I've been thinking about that. Like, man, we technically heard about this forever ago.
I think Nate talked about it. That's why I was like, okay, so this is probably a thing.
Yeah, it was.
When was that?
I'm going to try to see if I can look it up when we talked about it on our show.
I know that like a sketchy track record leaker who talked about like the Persona 3 stuff also was talking about that, but I think Nate was talking about it as well. Yeah. But I'm wondering, like, what if this was like mostly done? Yeah, like even like 2 years ago. And then, well, it's just like another 2 years we're talking about like a new Mario game. That could be the case
because like, Nintendo loves to put a game on the shelf. Yeah, and they love to put a game on the shelf.
Yeah, weirdly, they do.
Remake we still haven't heard about.
Genealogy of the Holy War.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, that's right.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
No, you got it, Niki.
Wow, I wish I knew fucking Spanish.
I was like, man, you like
think about how much your brain space.
Jamie H is asking, is the welcome tour the playtest you did? Absolutely not. It was so different from what I played, and we still didn't see that either, man. That, and as a reminder, that playtest I did felt like a complete game. It was very like, hey, this is Nintendo's take on an MMO/Minecraft. You get a little guy who can get a little bulldozer or a forklift and lift up a bunch of blocks and make all kinds of crazy buildings. And it had a fully fully ready original soundtrack of Nintendo level songs. Oh. That game is basically done. So something's happened with that. I just don't know what or when. And apparently Nintendo doesn't either, or at least they aren't telling us. All right, let's see what else is happening out there. What else you want to talk about Nintendo-wise, Mike? What else you been thinking about?
Well, still so many questions I have about Metroid, right? Because like, there's just so many if this then that's that I have in my head, but then the this has happened and then the that's don't happen.
Right.
Like, okay, we're not getting Metroid Prime 2 remastered because maybe we're going to get GameCube NSO, so we just get Metroid Prime 2.
But it was on there.
And we got GameCube NSO, but then they didn't say Metroid Prime 2.
So we talked about this a little bit earlier, Mike. Now, I've flip-flopped a lot on this just because I'm like, I'm sick of getting my hopes up for Metroid Prime 2 and 3. I've heard that those are done and sitting there. I don't know how much that means anymore to Nintendo because they obviously have changed their mind on stuff like Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. Another thing that was basically ready to go for the Switch, and then they decided against it for whatever reason, and now they're putting Wind Waker into GameCube NSO. We'll see what happens there. But the way I'm feeling in this moment is that we didn't get a date for Metroid Prime 4, so that could be coming much later this year, and everything I was thinking was operating under the assumption that Metroid Prime 4 was going to get a release date during this Direct, and it was going to be the day that the Switch 2 came out. If that's not the case anymore, it seems like it's holiday. They have plenty of time to still launch 2 and 3 a month before Metroid Prime 4, the same way they did Pikmin.
That's what I was gonna say. Is that Jeff brought up like Pikmin 1 and 2 came out like a month before 4, was it?
Yes.
Yeah. So like I just pictured that box in my head, Metroid Prime 2 plus 3, and then that's a $60 product. And it's just like the up-resed versions with the widescreen.
Yeah, they don't get the full remaster.
Yeah, they get the dual stick controls.
Dual stick controls, motion controls, but visually
maybe mouse controls. Yeah,
and I bet we're gonna get like a Metroid Direct at some point this summer.
It feels like it. Yeah, I hope so. Stuff. Yeah,
Metroid movie.
They did that. Alex Proyas.
Nick Minotti says Metroid movie confirmed.
That's it.
The Dark City director did a commercial about Metroid Prime, and that was closest we'll ever get. You know what? Let's just watch that right now. I have that power. Metroid Prime It's Alex Proyas, right? Commercial. Is that's not how you spell his name, and maybe it's not even the right director. Yeah, here we go. Here's your Metroid movie, everybody.
That's right.
Our Metroid looks so cool.
My mom's giving me pizzelles.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Can I have some?
Those are like little
If you get over here,
pizza
sure.
treats or whatever.
Okay.
You don't know what a pizza?
I can't. I don't really know.
I guess I don't know. Are pizzelles not popular like around the country? That's just a cookie.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
They're cooked. They're like waffle cookies.
Yeah, like waffle cookies
From Italy.
Okay.
They have sometimes they have an anise flavor, sometimes just a vanilla, but they're great. They're very crispy.
Yes, crunchy guys. This game scared the shit out of me as a child. I made my mom take me back to the GameStop to return it. So
every time Steph hears the Metroid music or she hears a Metroid do its squall, like she gets terrified and asks me to turn it down because she played this game and beat it, but it scared her. Yeah.
So apparently they're talking about Prime 4 on the Treehouse streams that are still coming up. I mean,
right, that's the thing.
Oh shit. Okay, now I'm getting my hopes up.
Today?
That's tomorrow and the day, and right? It's tomorrow and the 4th.
Okay. Tomorrow after, yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
There's a part of me that thinks maybe, I don't know if they're going to come out and say surprise it's at launch, but maybe this is like an August thing or even September, maybe not super late. I don't know.
Like a little bit before 4 and then
it could be anywhere. Metro Prime 4 could be anywhere from I think August to the end of the year. I really have no idea.
But I don't think that they're going to announce the date anytime between now and SGF.
Yes,
they might.
Well, they might. I think they might announce Metroid Prime 2 and 3 at like a Treehouse. Like that's your best bet. I don't think that'll happen.
Yeah.
But if something like that were to happen, that would be the thing that would. But I don't know.
How are you guys all feeling about that FromSoft game now?
I've kind of talked myself into getting pretty excited for it again after being like, oh, the PvPvE is not necessarily something I was wanting from Software, but I do think it'll be FromSoft's take on extraction to a certain extent, where you are playing the game most of the time trying to get a thing, and then once you have that thing, the other players need that thing, so then you fight them at that point, or you try to escape before they get to you. And I'm okay with that.
But what you just described sounds bad.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Right, but I think FromSoft would be good at making something like that.
Where's the funny day button?
I know.
I bet they could probably. That's what I thought when I was playing their weird Fortnite Elden Ring games. Like, I guess this would be pretty good for whatever this kind of weird idea is. But in there, I was like, yeah, do something weird. But now it's like 2 in a row. I'm like, can you maybe just make another one of those, you know?
They just made their biggest one ever, so and that is not that old at this point. So the fact that we're getting anything from them, let alone 2 things, I mean, yeah, this is not the game that most people want. Most people are not going to want what we described here, but
you know who's
I bet it'll be good
about it maybe being an extraction shooter though. Bungie, not shooter, but an extraction game, like Bungie
game.
Yeah,
it's like they're gonna be amped that people are like warm to the concept and to the theory again, and then they're gonna put out Marathon, and then people are gonna be like, oh, okay, well, I like this game because I just played.
Marathon really, it's like that one FromSoft.
Yeah, exactly.
Marathon 100% lives and dies on how much fun it is to shoot in that game. If it's as good as a Bungie shooter, I think they have a good chance of having a small to big success.
Oh, my mom's here with my pizzelles. I'll be right back.
Okay, go take care of that.
What's that like?
I don't know. All right, let's see. 90 new Nintendo Switch 2.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. We probably putz around for another like 10 minutes or so, Jeff.
Oh,
sounds good.
Hell yeah, dude.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, wheel.
What?
Yeah.
There's a new wheel.
Pull up the wheels real quick, Jeff. I want to see.
I didn't see this. That's wild.
Go to the next image.
That's
please.
nuts.
Okay. This is gonna sound weird, but the Switch 1 racing wheels were low key the best way to use single Joy-Cons at launch because they have massive triggers on the back that actually make it.
Interesting.
You can kind of see it, on the
in the second one you can see them there. Yeah. Oh, hang on. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So those are actually only like $20 or something like that. It actually might be an okay accessory to make those.
This shit's not even gold plated. This is garbage. Where's my monster cable? Oh, look at that colored. Oh yeah, these are like the inner things that connect that turn into a mouse. Yeah.
Yes, the sliders.
Yeah, the what are the horseshoe? I guess you could call it, like a hoof. All right.
Yeah, I guess their Christian name is Grip.
Yeah, sure.
And then I really didn't like, and this doesn't look any better, this handheld mode. This guy, I really did not like.
I've never liked the Switch 2 Joy-Con, or the Switch Joy-Cons docked into a controller. That's why I would always get a third party, or first I got the Pro controller, and then that D-pad was so bad I vowed never to use it again. I know they improved it, but mine was bad, so I made a vow and I didn't break it.
I would quicker use them loose than attach them like this.
Right. And then using them like loose, you can like let your body just kind of fall apart and just kind of play it like that with your arms dangling to the side. Hey, Penny.
That's the first time I've seen this dog.
That's such an elaborate dog.
I have been waiting to see this dog.
Oh, there it is.
For years. This is the first time I've ever seen this dog. I love this dog. Hi, Penny.
Good dog.
You're going to be able to just plug this cam into your computer and it's going to work, isn't it? Because if it's just like a
it's
USB
just a
cam.
USB webcam.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm sure it's 720p.
Oh, sure. Of course.
I do love how they just routed off the edges so it kind of looks a little bit different on that stand.
We want it to look like a nest.
You guys probably talked about the box art, but why is the box art so bad?
It's really bad.
It's really rough.
Now, the good news is I'm not going to own very many physical games.
That's
just
good.
not. But still, it's like I don't get it because they have to have people hired who like studied graphic design forever. I don't get how they come up with something that I hate looking at so much.
But I think the conclusion that we came to is that those people are outnumbered and outweighed by the number of people like my mom in the early 2000s who walked into the Toys R Us and bought me multiple Game Boy Advance games for the Game Boy Color I had.
Yeah. Yes. Just have to make it look as different as possible.
Yeah, so it has to be loud and different. And I do wonder if they take another... Well, no, they probably won't. I was going to say, I wonder if they take another pass at it later on, like deeper into the Switch 2's life when it's like implied. But like, no, I don't think they will because there's so many Switch 1s out there.
Speaking of keeping it different, I'm like, part of me is like, look, I like the red. And I guess it's like a Nintendo red more than the Switch red at this point. But maybe you could have done a different color. There's so much dead space.
Yes.
Flanking that logo.
It's so much red. Aaron, now you could show off Penny to everybody.
There you go, Penny.
Oh, wait.
Hi, Penny.
I can't cut away now because you just started showing it off, even though there's a delay.
Hello.
There we go.
Wavy.
Yeah. Did you put that Donkey Kong Country shirt on, or were you wearing that?
I've been wearing this all day.
I
did not.
What did you know?
Hell yeah.
I was like, well, it's a Nintendo shirt. Too bad it's not for a game they're going to be showing off. Right? But, yeah.
So just like hypothetically speaking, if y'all were to like in like a fantasy video game critic league,
so that's a complete fantasy world. All right.
Yeah. So if you were gonna bid on Donkey Kong Bonanza, like how much money would you say?
I think, just to be fair, the person who got next 3D Mario game as the very first pick of the draft should get the Donkey Kong game for free. With no penalty. That's what I think should happen.
I mean, Niki, no one's going to blow their entire budget, but I think that person should put down $99 just to be safe.
Just to be safe, right?
You're still left over with a $1, you know? You can still buy something else that rounds out
for $1.
Hey, Shawn,
two games,
do you have the recording of the talk over this morning?
I'll work all that out.
Okay, and you got that with the mean and everything? Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Nothing would be more surprising this year than if that Donkey Kong game gets less than a 90 on Metacritic.
Yes.
Yep. I think it's going to be
so good.
Yep, it's going to be up there with like Astrobot. Like it's going to do as good as Astrobot did. So, which was the best rated game last year, right? I think so.
It's gonna be so great if Donkey Kong won at the Game Awards and like a lot of people are like 2 kitty platformers won in a row 2 years in a row. This is BS.
Sorry, just
rest in peace, Val Kilmer.
Rip Val.
Yes, man. Batman Forever was like the biggest movie ever when I was a kid.
Honestly, that to me, I was like posted like the culture peaked here, but in a lot of ways, in my opinion, like my relationship with pop culture really did peak in this moment where I was like, this was everywhere and everything. You couldn't go 10 feet without seeing Batman Forever, and it looked so, I don't know, it just had this
those
unique
Burger
look.
King cups or
those Burger King
McDonald's,
cups, yeah. That's how we got our lead poisoning. It was great.
We liked it. Yeah, this is a Pizzo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, do you have the box
Really
there?
catchy.
They look like
Did you make those?
Sand dollars.
Yeah, you get a Pizzo maker. It's like a waffle iron.
Oh, okay.
Basically.
Okay, cool.
Nice and crispy.
That's very specific.
I've heard the word now that you mentioned it, but I did not know what they were.
Oh, they're actually the best.
Is it hitting?
The best cookie. It's so good.
All right. Hang on. There was one thing I wanted to check. I asked around for people to tell me what was going on, and some people had like a list of concerns. While I look that up, anything else that you guys want to talk about before we get out here in a couple minutes?
Spoon heaven.
Spoon heaven. That does feel like it is going to come out this year, huh?
Yeah, I think it really is. Who got that one in fantasy?
Someone got it this year, but it is. Look, Metroid Prime 4 is probably still coming out this year. It's funny that it looks like somewhat plausible it might get delayed for Dan.
It does feel that way. Yeah, I agree.
It could happen. Probably not. Let's see.
Dude, what the fuck is the game actually called? That's literally what I just did, Mike.
Let's see.
Well, ask me. I know what it's called.
Tam counterpicked it, and who has it?
Dan has it.
Oh, well,
damn it.
He didn't even play that first one for a long time, and then.
Oh wait, he has Metroid Prime 4. He's screwed.
Yeah, that's right. Or he counterpicked Metroid. Yeah. All right. Oh, okay. The region locked thing. I mean, it just makes sense at this point, even though it sucks that they are doing that again. Do you think that means that our consoles won't be able to play Japanese games, or is it just the Japanese console won't be able to play our games?
The games are not region locked. Just
right.
This to me so deeply is like a fuck you.
Yes.
Like that's all. That's all it is to me. Is like a fuck you. This is how much it should cost. But because of actions that are outside of our control, this is how much we are charging you for it.
Yes.
Because it could be this much money. Which, like, yeah, you know what? Yeah. Good on you.
I can't believe it's that much cheaper, though. $330. More than $100 less expensive.
I mean, the yen is awful right now. Maybe like the
for sure
quote actual price would be like $380 or something like that, like $379.99. That seems like a Nintendo price. How does
that work? I know we're trying to do math in our head here, but
like the regional pricing, if like they weren't worried about tariffs and whatnot,
oh sure,
could be like $380 or $400. But we have that price bump because of everything that's going on.
Oh, for sure. Yes. Okay. Right. That makes sense. Yes. But it's like, God, without all those problems, like, yeah, Hammond of Texas, like making me think it could have been $399. I definitely think they wanted it closer to $399.
Economics are really interesting, but have you all considered the fact that Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 can now be on NSO?
I was like, is he going to go with Ridge Racer or one of his other bullshit things? Okay.
What's NSO, Mike?
Oh,
I haven't heard that
Classics,
name.
Yeah, get it right.
It's such a better name.
It was awful that the name of the subscription service and the thing we used to play the games was the same.
Now, it was different because it was Nintendo Switch Online, and then like it was Nintendo 64, Nintendo Switch Online games. Like that was the official name for that product.
Nintendo 64 M plus Nintendo Switch Online.
Yeah.
You can buy a Genesis controller from Nintendo, right?
Yeah. I think so.
If they're
and
in
that
stock,
plays, but that plays the Genesis. I didn't really use the
I think you can play
Nintendo
a lot of games. You can play any games
that
has those buttons on it. Yeah.
Yeah, the Switch recognizes it as like functionality wise, like
Pro
a Pro controller.
Yeah, but are there Genesis games in Nintendo Switch Online?
Yes. Yeah. There's a Genesis app where you can get a whole bunch of games. Does this
mean that they will not do any more non-Nintendo consoles if they are calling it Nintendo Switch, Nintendo Classics now?
Oh.
Sorry, it was a really long walk to get there. I didn't
even think about it.
Nintendo Classic Genesis.
I mean, they have not done TurboGrafx 16, so yes, I'm going to say yes. They're not doing that anymore. So if they didn't make that happen, they're not doing that anymore.
No Dreamcast.
GameCube, it's like, oh, Dreamcast could be a thing.
Oof. God, how sick would it be if Nintendo started selling Dreamcast controllers with working VMUs?
Oh, that would yes, please. That would be fantastic.
That'd be sick. A lot of people are already doing it.
Okay, here's an innocent fuddy-duddy take that I hope you guys don't get upset about.
Oh boy!
You know how I didn't like in Mario Party Jamboree that just like regular enemies are playable characters, like a Goomba. Yeah. There's been some of that in Mario Kart, but they're really taking that route in Mario Kart now. You just play as all the enemies, and that's a racer. Now, it's good actually because this includes the cows and the penguins. So I think I'm gonna unfuddy-duddy it. I think this
is a hard one, I'm sure, for them because they were like, okay, we're increasing the number of guys in the race, but if we do that, then the number of guys available to play before we have a duplicate is lower. Yeah. So then they had to increase it one. But I was under the impression that they would quicker go the Smash route than they would have before they put the Super Mario 64 penguin in the game.
Someone else said this. I think it was Jason who said it, like they want to sell you those characters. They know you'll pay for
that's true.
I will.
Or Samus or whatever. So one of the interesting things, though, about this whole open world thing is that the other Mario Karts, they always have these old tracks in here. Are they just going to try to plop old tracks into here? Or do you think there's still going to be some kind of just mode?
I think for old tracks, you will drive up to a building and go inside a building, and then you'll select the tracks from there.
I bet you could still do it from a menu also, though, right?
Oh, yeah. Yes, absolutely. For sure. All right. Confirmed
for esports purposes.
Racers for Mario Kart World so far.
The fuck is BB Bud?
Wait, Dolphin? Dolphins can't drive cars. You can be one of the dolphins.
Well, I mean, that was maybe the most racist thing you've said on this website today.
It's bullshit, Jeff. That we're gonna get a dolphin in Mario Kart before Echo was put in one of these Sega racing games.
All right, if you're gonna go that route with it, I'm on your side again.
BB Bud doesn't even have arms.
Okay, wait. All right, hang on. I don't know what Bitty Bud looks like either. Let's see. Does this have the thing where I can just like Google it without having to leave the thing? Let's see here. Search. Nope. All right.
No, computers aren't cool.
Baby Dizzy. No, that all right.
Kind of like.
Oh, I just noticed that the click sound for the Switch 2 logo is the same snap, even though it's like that magnetic.
Yeah, but now when it happens, there's a disclaimer that happens at the bottom of the screen that says "effect added." Yeah, I don't know. All right, Birdo. We know Birdo looks like what's a Peepa.
What's a Peepa with you?
Oh, Peepa's one of those other boos. Okay.
Oh,
a boo with teeth.
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite.
I know what Nabbit looks like. Bitty Butt. Okay, I don't know what Bitty Butt looks like. So
it's from 3D Land.
Yeah. Wow. Guys. Hey, Bitty Butt really doesn't have arms. You're right. Huh. Okay.
Oh, it's those little guys. Okay. Yeah.
Sidestepper. That does sound like a slur from Mario. Oh,
yeah,
that's right.
Richard Blair. Oh,
I love this. Is from Mario Brothers.
What are we talking about?
No,
here?
I'm sorry. Mario Brothers representation. I'm so excited about that.
It's cool. I get that.
Wait,
it doesn't sound like you think it's cool. It sounds like you think it's worthy of fun and dud.
Now, hang on, Mike. Hang on. What's the problem here? I fail to see the problem.
Dingy.
He doesn't like it.
I think he's just not as much of a person as Mario is.
He doesn't have a soul. He can't drive a car.
I agree. No rights. A lot of these guys I would not describe as having rights. I'm with Mike.
I don't think they're sentient.
Cataquack from Sunshine.
Okay.
This fucker cannot vote. I agree.
I'm on Mike's side with Cataquack. Yeah.
This is the wildest.
This is over the line. All right, let's see. Any others here? Mike, you gonna get a $200 1 terabyte SD Micro Express?
Is that how much? Is that like the best one? Is that the one I'm going to want to get?
Well, 1
Maybe
terabyte.
Not at launch.
Yeah, we'll see. We don't know if it's like the one to get, but they will be around that price.
I can play the old delete games that I'm not playing right now game pretty good.
Yeah,
okay, you're good at that.
Yeah.
Also, $50 for 256. Half a terabyte total is not bad.
I do like that you can be one of those dudes from Delfino Island, whatever they're called.
The Cataquacks?
Oh, no, the people who live there.
The peons.
The ones with souls.
Yeah, Delfinos. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh my god! I just saw the dolphin in the game, and it's really upsetting.
Okay, wait.
Just floating.
what's the time?
What's the timestamp? And then we're gonna get out of here. We got to wrap up soon.
3:16.
Okay, give me a second.
It's on the right side of your screen.
Okay. Hang on, we gotta increase the resolution once again.
Okay. Yeah. Here we go. There he is. Come on.
That's amazing.
Wow, that's good to me.
All right, hang on. Let me improve this here a little bit.
Okay,
I have to enhance.
You like it, but you have to admit you also kind of hate it.
I like that. I don't hate it, but I get why you hate it. Like, I get why looking at this
problem.
I get why
everyone is in this game.
You have a visceral reaction to that. You're like, that shouldn't be allowed, and I get that. It's not what I was expecting. I thought they were going to anthropomorphize it a little bit and have it sit upright. That it's just a dolphin.
Fins, dude.
It's a dolphin
of the motorcycle.
slopped on top of a motorcycle.
That's fucking funny, though.
Every Nintendo character is in this game. Why not just toss random models in there? Because we already have the rigging done.
It's too much.
Well, very critically, Shawn, I don't think they have done or will do the rigging for the dolphin.
No, look. Shit, yeah.
Just kidding. I changed my mind. I love him.
It just looks like someone is abusing a dolphin and throwing it onto a motorcycle. Hang on, I gotta fix this blocking here.
It's just like that girl in Guilty Gear.
Yeah, it's like Mei Totsugeki. Like, this is the game where a cow is riding a radio, a boombox, as a cart. It's amazing. I love this game already.
That's wild. Okay.
I can't believe they're making another Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck it. What does it say right there? Mario Kart 8.
I'm just realizing Mario is also laying down like that. Hang on.
Well, that's just because the car's in the air.
He's tricking.
Is he tricking? Okay.
He's doing a trick.
Okay. Thank God. That was more upsetting to me somehow. But this is what,
he's not prone. Yeah,
that's what I saw. Yeah, I'm like, oh, he's just like going to town on that motorcycle.
I just think that Dark Souls really changed the game, and that racers should be more stoic.
Yeah, stoic and elegant. Unlike that dolphin fucker. All right. I think that's going to do it for us. We got Inzoi coming up very soon. Lucy's probably wondering what the hell she even needs to do to get that going. So we're going to help her figure that out. We'll be back real soon with that here on the Power Block. If you're watching later, be sure to check out all the content we did for the Switch 2. We had a talk over. We did game breaking news covering all of the news. We did this. I think GameSpot's got some stuff. We may have some more coverage for you soon. Who knows? Who could say? Keep your eye on the Power Block. For everyone here, thank you to Mike, Shawn, Niki. I was Jeff Grubb. We'll catch you next time, everyone. Have a good one. Take care of yourself, and goodbye. Fade to black.